Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Perth East Council, this second day of December. I'd like to call our meeting to order. If everybody could please bow their head for a moment of reflection. Thank you. The agenda, we have a motion that the agenda as prepared for the December 2nd, 2025 meeting of Council of the Township of Perth East be approved as received. Moved by Hugh, second by Jerry. All in favor? Carried. If you have pecuniary interest, you can disclose that now or as our meeting goes along. Under consent agenda, we have 18 items. Is there any item anyone would like pulled? Do they have questions on? Hugh? Could you put your microphone on, please?
5.18 and 5.19.
Okay. Anyone else? You do have questions or you want to support?
No, it's just a question. Do you think we should possibly the county do an update on this, like it's been passed now? And I don't know if there's anything been changed, but Mara can give us a good overview of it. So I don't know if we should have an update to see if there's anything changed or if anything that's perfect.
Okay. So how about we receive them all for information, then you could do a motion on that you want the county to come with a report?
An update.
Yeah, or an update?
Yes.
So, okay, all right. Anyone else have anything? If not, then we have that items 5.1.1 to 5.1.18 as set out on the consent agenda for December 2nd, 2025, regular meeting of council be received for information, and that the minutes of November 18, 2025, regular council meeting be adopted. Moved by Amanda, second by Jeremy. All those in favor? Carried. Okay, Hugh?
Just an ask for the county to just do an update on those items, just to how they will affect us going forward, and if there's been any change since the legislation has been passed.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Andrew? Any questions? Ashley, second here. Thank you, and Andrew. All those in favor? Carried. Okay, we're moving to presentations. We do have one public presentation tonight. We welcome Chris Kaiser. He's with us he's the Deputy Chief of Program Development, Emergency Management Program Update. So he's going to give us an update. So Chris, if you'd like to have a seat, there's a button there on the microphone. If you can turn it on, and then everybody can hear you. Welcome to Perth East.
Staff, other delegates, thank you for having me. Is it on? Usually I'm pretty. Thank you. I'm here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Kaiser. I've been with the county for 20 plus years in paramedic services. This year, I took on the CEMC role for the county, which makes me your primary CEMC, and working on your emergency management program. The report that I submitted to you is for you to browse through and receive for information and some of the milestones that we've achieved this year. I call this year my foundation year. One, for me, getting to see where our program is at, where we need to strengthen it, where we need to change it as we get ready for the modernization of the Act, which EMO says it's going to probably in February of next year. So I've worked with your CEMCs, your Emergency Control Group, as well as your Program Council. A couple of highlights this year. We did update the HIRA. One of the things I found when I was talking to all the groups is that we felt cybersecurity was very low on our risk assessment. That's the HIRA, is our hazard information risk assessment. So we did work with the CEMCs to move that up, and then we designed a tabletop so we could exercise and plan, look at what we needed to do to strengthen our ability to respond to those emergencies when they come up. That was something that took quite a bit of time and was quite well received. We had a really good day. And yeah, from there, we also looked at critical infrastructure in the emergency response plan. So next year, once we see the updates to the act itself, we'll be able to go back into those elements and actually update them so that we're in the right spot. And yeah, what I would say is, does anybody have any questions for me?
Okay, thank you. Questions for Chris? You got off pretty late. No
I
questions.
know. Do you need me to keep talking? No. You can read the report. Those are the key milestones. And I'm happy to be working on behalf of the county as well as Perth East to make sure that we're prepared to respond.
Okay, we have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East receive the public presentation from Chris Kaiser, Deputy Chief of Program Development, regarding an emergency management program update for information. Moved by Amanda, second by Jerry. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming.
Thanks for having me and have a wonderful evening.
Have a good night. Okay, we will move on. We don't have any other presentations. We have no delegations, no public meetings or no public hearings. We have nothing from planning, nothing from the CAO. We move to the clerk and we have an engineer appointment from Lit Municipal Drain. Ashley?
Okay, thanks, Mayor Agates. This is just to appoint a engineer to the Lit Municipal Drain. The applicant had requested using Dietrich Engineering Limited, so that's who staff is recommending. We can answer any questions if there's any.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of the report? Seeing no questions, we have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East receive the report prepared by the Development Technologist and Manager of Legislative Services / Municipal Clerk dated December 2nd, 2025, entitled Engineer Appointment, Lit Municipal Drain CLE-2025-45 for information, and further that Council appoint Dietrich Engineering Limited to prepare an engineered report under Section 78 of the Drainage Act for the Lit Municipal Drain, Lot 15, Concession 3, Ellis Ward, Township of Perth East. Moved by Bob, second by Hugh. All in favor? Carried. And second report is a lease agreement. Ashley?
Okay, thanks, Mayor Agates. This is just to request that, or recommend that council enter into another 5-year lease agreement for a small chunk of land, 0.17 acres on Mill Street East. It lines up with the trail that we have along there. This agreement has been in 5-year increments since 2004. Roughly, it's set to expire. Well, the first term wouldn't have added up to 5 years. It was shorter than 5 years, but it's recently been in 5-year terms. Previously, we have not looked at selling this piece of land as it is small. There would be costs associated with the survey and legal work. And the property owners do maintain this area, so we don't have to worry about the grass cutting, and the township doesn't at this point in time. But I can try to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Okay, thank you. Questions of the report? Hugh?
Not particularly a question, it's just, it's a small amount of land and problem is, so we still have liability on the land. So I would be against having staff look at maybe doing something different like that.
Okay, anyone else? Oh, okay, we do have a motion. We'll see where that goes. That Council of the Township of Perth East received a report prepared by the Manager of Legislative Services / Municipal Clerk dated December 2nd, 2025, entitled Lease Agreement, Concession 4, Part Lot 9, Plan 44R-3298, Part 1, Milverton Ward, former CN Lands, Mill Street East, Milverton, CLE-2025-46 for information, and that council proceed to give 3 readings to bylaw 59, 2025, being a bylaw to authorize a 5-year lease agreement for lands described as Concession 4, Part Lot 9, Plan 44R-3298, Part 1, Milverton Ward, former CN Lands, Mill Street East, Milverton. Moved by Amanda, second by Jerry. All those in favor? Carried. Okay, thanks, Ashley. We'll move to finance, and the first item is the 2026 fees and charges. Paula, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Agates. Before council tonight is the proposed updates to the fees and charges for 2026. General user fees have been reviewed by each of the department managers and have generally been increased by the CPI or 1.99%. And if there's any deviations from that, it's been noted and noted why the justification for deviating from that. The building fees have been reviewed using a 3-year average as well as local comparators to make sure we're in the ballpark, the median for that. Development charges, they're indexed annually by the third quarter Statistics Canada non-residential building construction price index. And for 2025, the third quarter was a 4.2%. And then for the water, wastewater rates, those are cost recovery, and the water requires a 13.9% increase, or this equates to a $9.50 monthly increase. The water, wastewater requires a 5.7% increase, or in a monthly amount, it's just under $4. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you. Questions of the report? Andrew?
Thank you, Mayor Agates. Treasurer Michaels, so the water rate increase is pretty substantial. Are there any details you can have? Is there just capital? Anyway, just
Yes, thank you. Through Mayor to Councilor McAlpine. The water rates are increasing, as you noted, generally because of the capital rates have increased so much. That's where we're finding we're having a shortfall. And on my report, it's on page 4 of 5 of my report, the water capital costs were still in an $81,000 deficit. So there's still work to be done on that to get closer to the cost recovery.
thanks. I just looking at the operating rates, which is getting the water to the customer, capital rates, capital surcharge. Is that different? Like it almost sounds like some of the costs should be on the second line, the bi-monthly. I'm just wondering where the difference is there. You know what I mean? Like it says capital rates, but it sounds like capital is doing the operating rates increase.
So the way we look at the rates is fund operating first, and then I assess the capital and try and bring a reasonable increase,
Yeah, I'm just
right?
because I see the 20% is on the operating, right?
Yeah,
So capital, I'm assuming the money for that goes into a fund, gets reinvested or whatever, and then 50 years down the road, Shakespeare gets rebuilt, right? But if it's going into operating rates, then it's getting used up every year.
yes, that's correct. The capital rates go to reserves for future replacement and maintenance of the assets.
Okay, maybe I'll have a conversation with you offline. I don't want to take up too
Okay.
much time. But thanks.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else? You?
Just a question on page 167. Under administration, there's a commissioner of both affidavits and travel letter. What is a travel letter for roads? Like if somebody wants to use an extra wide phone or something on a road.
Through the mayor, the travel letters are for underage children traveling without both parents.
To a different country
Yes.
out of Canada. So if
Oh,
someone's traveling
okay.
to like Florida with their parents and both aren't there, then they have a letter that has to be signed.
Okay. Other questions, Jerry?
Yeah, thanks, through the mayor. Just page 164, PV 164 has operating percentage 2027. And the capital rate increases 6.7. Now, if you go to page PV 179, that chart has manager comments as 5%, need to check with what same with capital surcharge, 5% question mark. Just clarification. So I'm on those two comments, I guess, as well as this here, that page in particular. So the draft column, that's proposing. So there's two questions here. And the rate CPI rate increase column, that's obviously the CPI rate, but recommending the draft rate column.
That's correct. And just for clarification through the mayor, those comments were between Jake and I when we're working through on the rates. I should have cleaned those up before I put them in the report.
Okay, thanks for clarification.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else? If not, we have a motion, and the motion is that Council of the Township of Perth East received a report entitled 2026 Fees and Charges, FIN 2025-21, dated December 2nd, 2025, prepared by the Manager of Financial Services Treasurer for information, and further that Council of the Township of Perth East give 3 readings to bylaw 58-2025, being a bylaw to establish and require payment of various fees and charges for services provided by the township, and to repeal bylaw 64-2024, effective January 1, 2026. Need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Amanda, second by Hugh. All in favor? Carried. Okay, and next, the annual investment report. Paula?
Through the mayor, the annual investment report for 2025 is before council tonight. Our total investments equal 26.7 million. The interest rates on these investments range from 1.45% to 5.55%. And the amount invested compared to 2024 has increased by just under 13%. And just for council's information, the general bank account balance includes levy that will be paid out on December 15th for the county and education taxes. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, questions of the reports? Seeing no questions, we have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East receive the report titled Annual Investment Report 2025, FIN 2025-22, prepared by the Manager of Financial Services Treasurer, dated December 2nd, 2025, for information. Moved by Jerry, second by Amanda. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Paula. Okay, we have no reports from Public Works, no reports from Building Bylaw Enforcement, nothing from Parks, Recreation, and Community Services, nothing from Fire. We have no correspondence. So now we're down to the mayor's meeting log. That's where I was for the month of November. Any questions? What I did, where I was, how much time I spent? You figure it out. I'm not even paid the, what do you call it, that wage? Whatever it is, the government, they want, United Way. Anyway, I do it because I like to do it. So any council reports? Any meetings anyone attended or did anything? No? Okay, then we'll move to bylaws. We have 2 bylaws for first, second, oh, sorry. We have to receive the mayor's meeting log dated November 2025 for information. Moved by Amanda, second by Hugh. All in favor? Carried. Now we're to bylaws. We have 2 bylaws that are read first, second, third, and final reading. The first one is the bylaw 58-2025, a bylaw to set the fees and charges for 2026, and that was item 8.4.1 tonight. And the second one is bylaw 59-2026, a bylaw to enter into a lease agreement for lands along Mill Street East, and that was item 8.3.2. So I need a mover and a seconder for first, second, third, and final reading. Moved by Amanda, second by Bob. All in favor? Carried. Okay, do we have any notice of motions? Other business? Announcements? Jeremy, do you want to say something about the school tour? I don't know if that's an announcement, but Tuesday. Monday. Microphone.
Okay, perfect. The school and pool visited us here in Milverton at the township office. Was it the second or third time maybe it's happened? I'm not sure. Third time, Ashley, yeah. So Rhonda and I gave them the lowdown on what we do here as a municipality. Talked a little bit about where their money goes and talked a little bit about all the great things that staff does and how you can get involved with your municipality. And then Ashley gave them a little tour of the building. So it was the Fairhaven Amish Mennonite School in Poole. I would say there's probably 20, 25 students that attended that day, and Rhonda and I gave a little presentation about what the municipality was all about and the different things that we do. I think it went really well, and a few questions at the end, and yeah, I think it's the third time we've probably done that together, and a nice little exercise for us to remind ourselves about the different things that we have to take care of in the municipality. So.
Okay, thank you. Just a reminder, on December the 10th, the Forest Conservation Bylaw Open House is here in Milverton at the Perk. It's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. So we encourage everyone to come. If you have comments to make, please make them that night. So County Council can move forward in what we're going to do with the forestry bylaw. We have one more thing under announcements. We're going to honor one of our own again tonight. This person has lived in this community for 30-some years. He's a referee, he's an umpire, he gives back to his community, and he just celebrated 30 years on our fire department, and that's Jerry Smith. So we want to thank Jerry for everything he does. Also, I want to give Jerry's looked at my pin. Maybe he has one by now. I don't know. He asked me one night where I got it. That's a long time ago you asked me, and I want to give it to you. I got it from Doug Wood, and he was fire chief here when I first got on council, I think. So, Jerry, I'm going to give you my pin. Thank you for all you do. Okay, we do not have a closed session. We are at confirmatory bylaw, and it reads that bylaw 60-2025 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of Council of the Township of Perth East at its regular meeting held on December 2nd, 2025 be read a first, second, and third time. Moved by Amanda, second by Hugh, all in favor. Carried, and the last motion of the night is that the meeting be adjourned at 7:22 p.m. Moved by Amanda, second by Jeremy, all in favor. Carried. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.